Hey, good evening, everybody. It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live from an undisclosed location in Central Florida. I'm glad you're all here, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. We made it, guys. We made it all the way to Friday, and that makes me very happy. We survived. It's going to be a long weekend, and it's Memorial Day weekend, so maybe pause in your cookouts and so on and etc. this weekend to remember those who gave their all to make to make us free and keep us free, and to give us this wonderful time to spend together. So you might wonder if I'm streaming on Monday. I don't know yet. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be streaming Monday. We'll have to see. But we'll play it by ear, because I know a bunch of you guys are probably going to be, full of beer and hot dogs and watermelon and so on and et cetera, and have your feet up. We're right here at the official gateway of the rundown of summer. So I will completely understand if there's not much in the way of a crowd. But anyhow, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I'm having an interesting day. It's not bad. Not for me anyway. And that's all I'm really going to get into it right there. I got a book in the mail today. I've been getting a lot of stuff in the mail. We had a mail call a while back. I got a lovely copy of Bastard Prince from my buddies over at Neckbeardia, which I said Bastard Prince. I meant Bastard Princess. Which is due for a review. I'm going to start racking and stacking some reviews, but I've gotten that Village of Greenhaven. I've had that like for forever and a day, which I know I told you guys how much I like Village of Greenhaven, but it deserves more than it's awesome. You should put it in your game. So I will give that a proper review. What I picked up, though, it's going to be a little bit different because I normally don't review this. Let me see. Is that right? That's right. Okay. This is Twitching Light. It is by Alyssa Hazel. It's prose, and I interacted with Alyssa over on Twitter. She is an author, so I said, you know what? I'm going to buy your book, and I'm going to do a review of that. So keep your eye out. It's very Appendix N adjacent. There's some fantasy, there's some pulp horror in here. It is an anthology, if you will, of short stories. As here it says, when light twitches through throngs of I'm sorry, let me back up and try that again. My apologies, Alyssa. When light twitches through the dark, who knows what you'll find there? Eldritch beings, ancient dragons, or the reek of decay-infested lost souls. Twitching Light is a short story and poetry collection that seeks to answer this question through the exploration of the fantastical, bizarre, and disturbing niches of our world. So light your candles and grab your vorpal blades, for an Orphic journey lies before us. So I am going to be giving hopefully a good review of that. I've been reading it so far, and I've been enjoying it. But anyway, Dooms wants to know if I bought it for the tentacle art on the front. No, I did not. My initial purchase, I was just going to get the ebook version. And then I remembered I don't like ebooks. I like physical books. So I bought a physical copy. But anyhow, So yeah, I'll be reviewing that and so on, etc. We're gonna get going playing Gamma World here in just a few minutes. If you've just subscribed to the channel, and you're like, what do you mean getting going on Gamma World? What is all this nonsense? A couple of nights a week, we like to sit down and play some tabletop RPGs. Now, on Tuesday nights, we play First Edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and on Friday nights, we play Gamma World. Sometimes Kyle's able to run something for us on Wednesday nights. But like First Edition AD&D Tuesdays, if you have questions about how or why Gamma World, if you've never played this version of Gamma World before and you want to know how or why it works the way it does, ask in the chat. Just say, hey, what even is this? Why these weird charts and all this jazzmatazz? What are you doing? Ask, and if I don't answer, someone in the chat probably will, because I have the smartest audience out there. Dying Breed, hello again, if I did not say that to you. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do tonight. And if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button and the bell icon, please do that now. It is ever so helpful. And if you're watching this video in the future, greetings, future people. From the past to the future, I send you greetings. If you would pretty please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked about it. And if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down and leave a comment down below and tell me what you didn't like about it. But I will seek to make sure that you, the audience, are just as happy. But there's one thing I want to emphasize before we get going, before we get rolling here in this game. This is actual play of a tabletop RPG. We don't have table reads. We don't have script writing sessions. We don't talk in advance. I don't have story beats. I don't have plot points. The closest this game has gotten to something like that is the fans went crazy for a player character for a little while. But I was not deliberately keeping him alive when Yang Yanzhao shot a nuclear reactor with a light rocket pack fired from his power armor. That character died. So do not for a moment think that there is some kind of organized plots that go on and that I'm keeping the players alive to advance a story, because I'm not doing that, because I don't game that way. I don't think anyone should game that way, but I mean, what do I know? I've just been playing D&D for 40 years. So with that said, we are down a player. Hello, Griffith. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. We are down a player. Yang is still in the land of the rising sun, not the house of the rising sun, which is a different thing altogether. You can listen to the song by the Animals, came out in the 1960s. Great tune. And I asked him, I said, look, hey, I don't know if you're traveling or if you're gonna, if you're gonna be sitting somewhere where you could join us. So here's the link to the StreamYard studio, which if you know StreamYard, you know what I'm talking about. He said, if it wasn't such a social taboo here to talk loudly on trains, I would totally join you guys. So he will be here in spirit. He will be here in spirit. The last non-game thing I'm going to mention is this. Last night, we topped 1,000 videos on this channel. I had Dave McLeese come on, and he talked about Project Sunflower, his post-apocalypse RPG, which is very cool. You guys should absolutely check that video out later, not now. But yeah, that was the 1,000th video. that I've had on the channel. It wasn't the 1,000th live stream, it was the 1,000th video in the overall. And Tim Imholt asked me if I was going to do anything to mark its passing, and I thought, maybe I should say something, but I didn't know what to say or do, So we'll do something. I don't know. We'll do something at a mathematically divisible number, 1,024, which will occur, sometime in late June. we'll do because 1,024 divides into 512, divides into 256, divides into 128, then 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Which, if you know your computing, that's the that's the news. Yes, Dying Breed. I thought you knew that Jim had passed away. Anyway, good evening, Miss Bella Games. It's good to see you. I actually have I have 4 interviews with Jim Ward on the channel. If you're interested, you'll have to do a little digging. I don't have them in a playlist or anything like that. I interviewed him twice over on Facebook, and I had to dredge those up from Facebook and then re-upload them to YouTube. And then I've got a couple where we were on StreamYard on YouTube. So, it's damn near 8 hours of Jim Ward, and it is incredible history about Dungeons and Dragons, about his writing projects and that sort of thing. So absolutely, please do check those out if you liked Jim and you liked what Jim did. I have been going on now for way too long. I usually like to do kind of a little preamble ramble for 8 or 10 minutes, but it's 12 minutes after the hour. Let's get going on some Gamma World, and I'm going to put on the phones, and we're going to welcome in our group of players. And this, of course, we start off with Doomsword Deathmaster, who plays the second longest lived character in this campaign, probably Sane.
Hello.
We have Kennick, who I think is on character number 3, Monday.
Yes, I am. Hello.
Character number 3. 3 is the magic number. And a guy who has to put on new characters, hopefully as often as he has to put on a clean shirt. We have Kevin playing Bennett.
Yep, that's me. This is like character 6, I think. Barongo didn't die. He was just lost in a terrible file system fire.
Yes, that is true. He's still out there. Maybe he'll pop up in a D&D game because he kind of fell between the planes.
Yes, specifically that.
But we'll have to see. I'm glad you guys, Griffith. Thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that. That is a blast from the past. The OGL stuff, yeah. But anyway, let's get started. Last week, you guys had entered a small town. You had taken some what are they? The Perth. No, there was Wincene. That's right, Wincene. That you were having the doctor in the town boiled down for antitoxins for you. Now, it's been a week. You have been in town for a week, and so the Wincene has been cut up and boiled down. He has given you the reward in Domars and taken some of it for himself. So let's see, 100 cc. So that's fine. Yeah. Um. So you guys have got 10 times 4 is 40. You have 20 doses of antitoxin that will cure intensity 14 toxins.
Nice.
So you got that. You got the agreed upon domars that he was going to give you. So a week has passed, and you are now in the you are now in the time when they wish for you to join the caravan and head out. Is there anything you guys first of all, are you still going to do that? And second of all, is there anything you're going to do in the town before the caravan heads out?
So we still doing this caravan thing?
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to ask the doc, does he have any med kits or anything like that? I don't figure he does, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
No,
Okay.
nothing. I mean, you say med kit, and he goes, well, sure, and he starts like he picks up a small bag of hide and starts putting fresh bandages
Oh, that's fine.
and
I'll take that
needle
too.
and thread in it. Yeah. I
Does he have any of
suppose
the plants with the herbs that I know from the last? Because I kind of depleted healing up our kitty.
he does not. He does
Okay.
not.
All right.
I suppose we better provision up, huh?
Yeah.
At least rations. Sounds like a decent ride.
If you guys basically want to sacrifice 10 domars, you can eat like the communal food that they'll be preparing in the days, because it's like a 4-day trip on the caravan.
So they're going to charge us to eat with them. Well, that's cool. I'll remember that when.
Well, it's less they're going to charge you to eat and more that they're asking you to contribute to the common weal.
All right, cool. Yeah, is that each or as a group?
Total.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to ask somebody, hey, you got any hide around here? Anything? Like animal skin.
Yeah. The trader does have some. Let me see here. I mean, it's not an artifact or anything like that. How much are you looking for there, sir?
Well, what I'd like to do is enough to cover my torso. You know what I mean? I've seen better days on that stuff, and this regular clothing ain't cutting it.
And did we get the shields back? The beetle shell shields?
Yes, those have been gotten too.
Okay.
So you can all basically add a shield to your to your armor. Now there was a question about some hide. Let's check out the trade goods there.
Yeah, and I'm not even necessarily looking for armor. I can Rambo it and vibroblade it out myself, and tie it around. I don't care.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like a clothing backpack, woven goods, things like that. Yeah, that's just 5 domars for something like that.
Yeah, I would hope to find something pretty thick though, to clarify, so that maybe I can just craft some armor that maybe would give me like an extra +1 boon or a negative boon to armor class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me see here, because a full set of armor is pretty much all they can prepare. That it's kind of an all or none thing. It's like if you're gonna if they're gonna need armor, they're gonna need all the armor they can get.
Right. They have one of those for sale. Like I could buy a hide armor, conceivably.
Yeah, a set of hide armor, but it is 100 domar. It ain't cheap.
Yeah, I believe I'm a little short on that. All right, well, I'll run what I brung.
Okay. Alrighty. So you set out. Most of your travel is fairly uneventful. There's some interesting conversation. You guys have some tech weapons that these people have never seen before. I mean, slug throwers are like, wow. So they propel pellets out the end with hot gases, and your energy weapons, they're just, well, that's just magic. That you just have magic wands as far as they're concerned. But the evening of the second to the last day of your travel, as you are going along, I lost my place. But you do encounter these small, they're wild insect-like creatures. You've seen them before, and I, the player, have lost my place in the bestiary, and I apologize for that. They're not herp or anything like that. No, these, you remember seeing these because Bogo Jorts tried to make one submit to him, and they were the dragonfly like things.
Oh, yeah, he tried to ride one.
Yes, he did. And that was, I just want to, let's see. It's an nope. Anyway, there are a few of these things sort of buzzing around in the evening. They're a few hundred meters away. The caravan master approaches you and says, those things make pretty good domesticated critters, and we're just a day out from the next settlement. We haven't really had any trouble, and I don't think we would have any tomorrow. I'd pay a bounty if you could get us one of those things, or more of them, live, of course. They can be broken and fly around small burdens and ridden like ponies.
I look at him and say, I think there was someone that tried that. It didn't work out very well.
You got a technique for this crap?
Yeah, well, usually, I've seen people, they go after them with nets or ropes or something like that.
Yeah, so you got any nets or ropes?
Stranger? I just happen to. Actually, it doesn't call you stranger. It says, probably. I just happen to. He rummages around in the back of one of the carts and comes back, and he's got a long roll of netted cord. It seems like really durable and very regular. You think maybe it's kind of an artifact kind of thing and not handmade. He says, now I will warn you, those things, they've got the Arn, by the way, ARN, Arn. Those things, they got kind of sharp mandibles, so you watch out for those. But
yeah, that's cool. I got a sharp tongue. How tall is this Bennett character? I forget.
He's actually normal size.
Okay,
yeah.
so
he's 5 foot.
Size.
He's a little short. 5 foot, straight up.
All right. Yeah, but he's got the eye beam. I mean, that's not going to help us.
Yeah, he does have the red eye thing. Yeah.
I mean, unless there's a creative way to help us with this. Well, Monday, I don't know. I may as well. If you want to sit around and make me some kind of salad or something, that's cool.
Yeah, plants and I, yeah, we don't see eye to eye, but hey, if you want, you know, a little chard salad, I can give it to you.
Yeah. Monday is
well,
Monday's character is a vegetarian, not because she loves animals. She just hates plant.
And I take great pleasure in eating the plants.
Yes. Alrighty. So you've got John Batten. We are playing first edition Gamma World. Okay, so you guys have got he hands you this net. It's kind of heavy. There are weights attached to it. And the fellow comments, he says, you get this on them and they can't fly away. Look for the younger ones. You can tell them they've usually got the slightly less developed wings. They're the ones you can really train.
right, they probably also fly a little lower too, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so the plan is throw this over them, grab them, run like hell before the bigger ones come after me and stick a whatever through my back.
Well, I mean, it's a nasty pinch, and you certainly wouldn't want to take more than a couple of hits. But yeah, now, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just big bugs. They don't seem to care for each other beyond, I don't know, just buzzing around together.
All right, cool. So we get something out of this, right? To be negotiated later.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm rewarding you.
I'm in. What about you, Bennett?
Yeah, I'm fully in. I don't know if I could do subdual with these eyes, but I'll try it.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, you cannot do subdual damage with your eyes.
I don't know until I try it, though.
You can wing them. You can wing them.
I'm definitely
Take
winging
an
it.
arm, a leg, you know.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
disable
definitely
'em.
winging it for sure, 100%.
Oh, and I would also point out Blue October has elected to remain behind. So he's at the village.
Oh my God, they're not going to let us back in the village.
I have terrible hairball. I am working on hairball. All right, so a couple 100 meters away, the Arn are flitting around in the late evening haze there, but you've got your snoopers probably sane, so you can see them without a problem.
Look over there, Bennett.
I look over there without my eye beams.
Okay. Presumably he's pointing out at something that's out there. You can hear a faint insectoid like buzzing. But other than that, you have no clue. And Kanik, of course, the same holds for Monday. You're just kind of relying on probably saying being your eyes.
Yeah, I mean,
So listen.
hasn't steered me wrong.
Well, not that you know of. But check it out. These are bugs, right? Surely they can see us. So I'm going to creep up a little bit, see if I can get them to try to engage with me, and then I'll fall back to your position. And then we toss the nets. I mean, anybody got anything
Maybe
better?
they have some food or something. You can like toss it and get their attention. So they
And
stay
they
put.
are food. You got
Well,
something to
yeah,
give
but I mean, well, what do bugs like?
them? You?
Blood, yeah.
Really? Okay, I take a cloth and I like just do a little tag and put a little blood on it and hand him to say, here, try this.
Okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to run with that. All right, whatever.
And then I'll wrap it so it doesn't bleed anymore.
Alrighty. So probably sane. You trek across the rough, tough, dry grasses, and you approach where you can see the Arn are buzzing around, and there are a total of 5 of them. As you approach, sure enough, a few rise up. How close do you want to get before you try and rile them up?
How far am I away now?
Doing standard exploration moves, how close do you want to get to them? So you're going about 20 meters a bound, as it were. So how close do you want to get to them? They being like 100 meters or so off the beaten track. You've got the remains of the ancient highway on your right. They're out on your left.
All right, so I got this blood-soaked rag or whatever. I like to wave that around and move kind of in 20-meter increments purposefully until I see some sort of reaction from the insects. And I would certainly like to be able to return to the party in a round or two maximum.
Okay. Well, you certainly have their attention because they are now buzzing around and starting to move towards you. You, of course, will go first. So you start bounding back towards the party. No initiative necessary because you have your very high, your very high dexterity bonus. So they are getting closer as you're approaching, and you can see your friends there in sort of crouched down in the brush. Once you get close enough, guys, you can hear, hopefully, probably Sane come stomping through the undergrowth, and in the dim light of the evening, yes, you see that it is him, and there are these 5 like 1.2 meter long insectoid shapes flying towards him. Now we are effectively in kind of a combat setting. I know you guys are trying to subdue here, so probably Sane, what are you going to do?
Well, I assume that I don't have a net to hand right now, so I'm going to stop, turn around, get the net to the hand. I assume that my compatriots do have that, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get ready. So the small ones are like 5 feet.
No, the small ones, let's see.
Or do I have the big ones on us?
You've got 5 in total, and they are about 1.3 meters long. So, call it like 4.5 feet.
Right.
So they're kind of small beasts of burden.
Cool.
So, their mandibles are clacking as they approach you. So if you're going to throw the net over them, the net is big enough that we're going to treat it as a grenade. We're going to treat it as a grenade with a 3-meter radius. And if you hit one, you're probably going to hit at least a couple of other ones. So you can go ahead and make that attack. But what are Monday and Bennett doing?
Are we close enough to throw a net, or do I have to run towards them and try to throw the net?
Well, no. Probably Sane has brought them close enough to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try to net them without netting him.
Okay.
I'm also going to contribute to the netting.
All right. So you guys are throwing a net. Probably Sane is throwing a net. I don't know what a net did to you, but you've definitely got it in for her. All right, so let's go ahead and make your attack. if you would, probably. You are heaving this net. It is fairly short ranged. A 10. Let's
10.
see. So these guys.
Hey, and we saw that. Nice.
Yeah. I got the die. I figured out the die roller. They were truncating part of the URL for the on-screen key, so it was not showing up. I appended it back in manually, and then it started showing up. So yay me! I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. All right. So let's see. We will treat this as a weapon category 6. Rolled a 10. That's it. It lands on them, and they are now basically confined to the ground. So roll initiative, if you would, Dooms, for your compatriots. That's a D6. That's a 6. You guys are almost certainly going to go first. Throw your net, you two goons.
Yeah, I did really well.
Okay, so yeah, you guys cast your net out, and you don't know what you did wrong, but it just kind of collapses on the ground. The bugs are swarming around, probably Sane, not you guys. Yeah, they're the ones on the ground are like trying to fly, and the nets just got them pinned down. So they're sort of crawling towards you. So there's 2 on the ground. There's 3 in the air. The 3 in the air are coming at you. They're probably Sane, and they, I'd say they don't look happy, but they just have big, multifaceted eyes and mandibles. They don't look anything at all. So the first one. Oh, and what is your armor class, sir?
That would be a 6. The shield grants 1, right?
Yes, that is correct. So let's see.
Okay.
We're going to treat that as a physical attack, and these are 6. That is a hit. So, yeah, one of them swoops in and does 6 points of damage on a mandible bite on you.
Get the damn thing off me!
Doesn't appear to be interested so much in saving its friends as it wants that scrap of cloth, because it went straight for your hand that was holding that one. The second one also hits you, inflicting 6 points.
Oh, damn it!
And the third one, the final one that can act, hits you as well. But that's merely 3 points. So yeah, they're buzzing around you, and they all seem to be like concentrating on getting the rag. You hear kind of a thud next to you, and look over, and there's like the balled up net on the ground next to your foot that your friends threw. The 2 that you netted are basically spending this round crawling in your general direction. So probably saying, what are you doing?
I'm going to drop the rag and grab the vibro. So did these things latch onto me, or they just bite and then kind of...
No, it was just like bite and then...
All right, I'm going to drop the rag and then
Okay.
vibroblade something near me, and
Okay. Monday and Bennett, what are you guys doing?
We only had one net.
Yeah, and you threw it. You can certainly pick it up and try and throw it again.
I guess that's what I'll try to do, since I fubbed it last time.
All right. Monday, you and Bennett are picking up the net, unless Monday you want to do something different.
No, I'll help with the net. So hopefully we can catch one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
get to roll the check next time.
Alrighty. So roll initiative. I'm sorry. Probably saying, go ahead and make your attack. That will hit.
all right, and that's 25.
Yeah, that is 25. Yeah, you slice one of them quite badly. There's a spray of ichor. It's still it's still buzzing around, but it didn't enjoy that at all. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative, and Kanek, please.
Ugh. Oh, it's a
Okay, that's an
tie.
easy tie, but buzz. Natural weapons go first. So let's see. Again, just going to roll all. No, that's always hard to read. So that's 8. That's an 8-point mandible bite on probably Sane, but there.
Man.
Unfortunately, as you are now bleeding profusely, they are becoming more and more excited at the idea of freshly squeezed post-apocalypse warrior. So that was another 9 points, and the last one.
God dang it! Them hit points go fast when you ain't got no
Holy
armor.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one after another. He waited 11. Come on, man.
It's dice. It's not me.
No, you did something to them dice, Bill.
I did something to the dice.
Yeah, you broke the dice roller so you could edit the weighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know such thing. This is Tim
If
M.
you're
Holt
that
gets after
low,
me about
grab
this
a
too.
med pack and
I did nothing
slap
to
it
the
in your
dice.
thigh, buddy.
I did
Slap that
nothing
med
to
kit in
the
your
dice.
thigh.
We
Man,
don't.
that's a rough go right there.
All right,
It,
so
it all
Monday-
depends on what die roll is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Monday and Bennett, throw your net.
You can roll Monday. I obviously fucked it last time.
Yeah, I rolled so well on that initiative.
Yeah, but 1 out of 6 is better than 2 out of 20.
Is that a 6 or a 9? That is a 9. Okay.
9, yeah.
All right. Well, that will actually hit. Now the question is, do you get probably sane? Because that is
She nets the ones that are already netted.
You may as well net me and drag me the hell out of here.
Yeah, probably sane. You are your reflexes are such that you can tuck and roll out of that net, toss radius, and that gets a couple of them. So there's just the one that has that you have carved a hole in. So there's still one of these things buzzing around. The others are kind of mournfully buzzing and trying to fly, not getting anywhere on the ground. Probably saying, what are you doing other than bleeding everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. This is some serious stuff. I'm gonna vibroblade the remaining one.
Okay, it has already taken damage, so go ahead and make your attack. That hits. Yeah, so that's 20, and yeah, that's 25. That is more than sufficient. You slice the thing in half, and it falls dead on the ground. And the rest of them are netted. Yeah, probably Sane is definitely perforated.
Do you want me to use a med kit on you finally? Is it enough? I grabbed
Why the
his
hell
med
did you
kit.
give me that rag?
You asked for it. I grabbed his
That
med kit
doesn't-
because I know he had a full charge med kit too.
If I asked you to hit me
Yeah,
in
but-
the head with a hammer, would you do it?
Yeah.
Bennett's
I
gonna
grabbed the
start
med
looking
kit
for a
and
hammer.
Okay, so the med kit goes to work on you. It's basically it's instructing Monday like where to put the like adhesive bandage stuff. It's basically it's super glue, and it's antiseptic and has healing properties and all that jazz. So you're slowly getting healed up by that. You've got to hold still. The other Arn are as subdued as they can be, and everyone in the caravan is impressed. And the caravan driver, Thomas, is like, I have never seen anybody crazy enough to use their body to bait Arn. That was plumb crazy of you, boy, but it worked. It worked. He immediately gives you all 75 domars apiece, like right then on the spot, and says, "You earned this."
Nice.
So now I have 75 domars. Nice.
There you go. You have 75 domars, and we do a 1-to-1 domar to XP system here, as well as overcoming monsters and finding various technologies and so on and etc. For the medikit to take full effect, of course, probably saying you're just going to have to lie still for the rest of the night, which is just fine because nothing untowards comes out of the woodwork for the rest of the evening. You wake up, your skin's a little stiff, where it stretches, and the now unneeded instant bandage stuff is flaking off. That's a little itchy, but you feel much better. And old Tom and his the rest of his wranglers have gotten the Arn into cages, and you continue your ride to the next town. Later in the morning, off in the distance, and again, probably saying you are not surprised by this, so you're able to call out warning. You do see a group of Sleeth. There are not Zeeth, Sleeth. I just want to emphasize that you don't have spore teleporting sand spurs coming after you.
Thank God.
Yeah. But yes, there's a group of Sleeth passing. They are kind of picking their way across the ancient highway. Sort of, you guys are going northwest, and they're sort of headed due east, and they wave. Tom waves. And do you guys call out to them, or you just let them to pass? Or
okay. Well, first I let the other people know, hey, we got some Sleeth up ahead. Always friends to our group.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll wave with a hand overhead, expecting that they'll be capable of seeing me.
If nothing else, they like to exchange information, so they'll let us know what's to come.
All right. They lope over to you, and there's a Sleeth with green scales that have started to go yellow. A couple of his crest bones are broken, and he's got a patch over one eye, but he and the rest of them again approach. They have telepathic powers, so if they had any problems or suspected anyone of wrongdoing, they would probably speak almost immediately. But this one approaches you and says, "Hail to you, humans. Greetings. It is a most august meeting with you here. What brings you along this most impressive ruin of an ancient highway?
Well, lots of stuff has brought us here. One thing hasn't changed. We're friends with the Sleet. We go back a long way.
I must admit, I do not know you by sight or scent, but your words ring true, and your mind bears no deceit.
We don't know much about this area. We're kind of new here. We've been bouncing around all over the place. We've lost a lot. We've gained a lot. Lost a lot again. Gained a lot again. Lost a lot, lost a lot, lost a lot, if you catch my meaning.
He sits down and motions for the rest of his folk too, and they all do. He crosses his legs, and even sitting down, he's almost as tall as you are. And he nods, kind of rubs his chin comb philosophically, and says, "Such is the way of the world, probably sane. This is how it has always been, even before the time of the Sleeth, when man was multitudinous in number and occupied his cities of glass, steel, and technologies. Loss and gain, the way of the universe. Yes.
Yeah.
Monday's gonna go sit down and join him in the pose.
Okay. So yeah, old Tom comes over and says, well, howdy, Mr. Sleeth. It's a pleasure to meet you. I haven't met any of your folk up front, but I've heard of you. Y'all seem to be good people. He kind of sort of dry, husky sound, that Sleeth laughter, and says, I am Sassenach. I am the, how would you say, leader of these people. We are traveling. We have heard much of some of the technological wonders that lie upon this side of the great river that divides the land. What do you know of the villages and towns? And are there any dangers or ruins that we should avoid?
You want to explain it to him Monday? You got your chance to talk to the manager right here.
He kind of
I give him a look.
Does Monday have the proper hair? Does Monday have the proper haircut to talk to the manager?
And I shrug. Oh, you're calling me a Karen, is that?
The other player characters. That's just
Man, what you talking about?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Monday looks over and says, Yeah, probably. We've gone through a lot. There's been ups and downs. We're mostly looking for the future, and we see you coming from the direction we're going, and you're hoping that you can help us with the information there. And if you have anything to trade, we would definitely be interested.
He considers this for a minute. Monday, I fear we have not been successful in much scavenging. However, if you would like to partake of our food, we have recently acquired blash eggs. We found a nest unattended and helped ourselves. He gestures to a smaller, lighter green Sleeth that you've interacted with them enough. That's a female. And she comes forward and unrolls a large, tough rubbery green leaf, and yeah, there's these kind of gelatinous eggs this big wrapped in straw, and you kind of see something sort of maggoty inside. You know,
I'll
she,
look at it and say, it, that is very generous. We're not going to.
The peak of freshness.
Oh, definitely. But we don't want to impose on you. So we're good there for sure.
You
Because
sure
we did
about
bring
that
our own.
Monday? I just want to let you know. See, with the sleeth, it's considered an insult if they offer you something and you don't try it. Now, typically you just crack it and drink it raw. I already been down that road. You know, I know what it tastes like and stuff. You know, you don't want to offend them. They can be very dangerous.
there's a lot of the dry sleeth laughter at that. I see you have made a joke. You are, as the humans say, having us on. No, the eggs are cooked, of course.
Try it.
Well,
We will
You don't
not
trust their
take offense.
cooking?
yeah, I
We will
trust
not
their
take
cooking.
offense if you do not partake with us.
I
You
mean,
are
if
embarrassing
it's
me.
cooked, I will partake. I would prefer some plant thing because I have a little bit of a gripe with them, but I'll join you.
Okay, so the Sleeth seem in accord there. They've had a good reaction, and it is near enough time to eat that old Tom agrees, and you guys kind of rock soup it. Tom and the rest of the people in the caravan have not met Sleeth before. They've heard of them, so this is kind of a rare moment where they're getting to interact. There are no mutants among the caravanners, so amongst the younger Sleeth who are a bit more convivial, it almost becomes kind of a fun game of guess what I'm thinking with telepathy. And all in all, it's a very, very positive time as the day passes on. The Sleeth, the herp eggs that the Sleeth have are absolutely disgusting, but the Sleeth seem to relish them greatly. And as evening settles in, the Sleeth deign to move on.
Yeah, well, at least they can only read our own minds and not read our minds and transfer it to the minds of the people who are around us.
Oh, I didn't tell you about the brain transfer that's going to happen here. right into a Zeeth. Oh my God! Can you guys imagine? Probably saying became a Zeeth plant.
Oh my God!
Hey, come over here! I'm going to teleport some sand spurs into you. Bah!
I didn't think we were that interesting.
Okay. Yes, I got the Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom reference. Cool. Embarrassing me. This is more food than the Sleeth eat in a month, and you eat it. All right. So yeah, perfectly fine meeting of the cultures. The Sleeth tell you what you basically already know. Avoid the remains of the cities of metal and glass, for they are filled with radiations and poisons. The men of metal are not to be trusted if it can be helped. Just good common sense wisdom that has kept most of you, a few of you alive in your journeys across Gamma World. So, anything to say or discuss with the Sleeth before you part?
Be well, brethren. Safe
right.
journeys.
He bows, touches his forehead to the sand, and they head away into the afternoon. The rest of the travel is uneventful, and you arrive at the village. Its walls look very durable. They're made of various bits of rubble and so on, but they're put together well enough that it doesn't look like a shanty town. It's just they've used the materials to the best of their abilities. They've applied paint where paint needs to be. So this is not like put out of your head the idea of Fallout 4, where it's like, yeah, we live in a shack with a pile of skeletons 5 feet away from us at all times. Should have given them Disney coupons. No, Disney's on the other side of the country. But you arrive, the trade goods are being swapped out, and you guys, you are paid your reward for accompanying, which I think was merely 50 each for your assistance with the caravan, but helping them capture the Arn was amazing. So yeah, this guy dug deep into his coffers for you. So now you're in the town. You have many of the amenities that you had back at the previous settlement that you caught the caravan, as it were. It's a little better appointed to kind of go by the folk back in the previous town. You could almost have believed that this town was going to be a little bit more frontiersy, but if anything, this place looks a little bit better kept than the other. They have a windmill that seems to be turning a water pump. They have some power here. You see multiple smaller windmills that are turning. Damien was asking about can the Arn carapaces be made into armor? Good question, but they're not really. They're a little too flexible. No, Griffith, I've never played. I had an EPT set, but good Lord. I mean, imagine sitting down to play a Middle-earth game and your DM saying, all right, I'm going to teach you all how to speak Quenya, and we're not starting until you learn. That was kind of the wall I ran into with EPT, so I never picked it up. Sorry. So you're there in town, and a caravan is a good thing to see, and you've got a couple of days before any more trade goods head back. So what do you guys wish to do?
So was that, it was 50 domars on top of the 75, or 75
Yes.
instead of 50? Okay.
No, yeah, give me the 75 back. Here's the 50. I changed my mind. No,
Yeah.
You guys get the 75 domars each, the 50 domars, and I am going to actually hand out some XP. It's XP time.
Can I get 2 million?
Can you get 2 million? Let me check.
You can ask.
That Dooms. Yes, 2 million pesos. Congratulations. You find a chest full of money, and you can basically ignore all but the last zero.
Thank you.
So let's see. The slug thrower pistols. Now, make a mark in your notes for this, because Comrade the Cat has 2 of those pistols himself. But for each slug thrower pistol, it is 200 XP.
Okay.
Noted.
And you guys squared up against 8 batters of average hit points. So let's see. Let me find the batters. This would be the part where if we were playing D&D, I would say, hey guys, sorry, sometimes the A stands for accounting. But this is Gamma World, so, you know.
The G stands for accounting?
No, in Gamma World, the G stands for hope.
Yeah.
I'm an accountant and I have nothing for G. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. I actually used a number of batters that I should be able to just easily pull up. Crossbows. Yeah, no, it wasn't 27 batters. That's why you guys still have characters. Come on. Thank you.
So that's
Where
the 3000 XP chime?
yeah, no.
We all get to roll
not.
for something.
Yeah. I
I
rolled
mean, it
it.
could be
All
your
I got,
charisma.
Here we
You
are.
never know.
all I got was a rock.
But it was
Okay.
a pretty rock.
It was. Is it that? Nope. Oh, I still have my notes for the total party kill from the D&D game the other night. How quaint.
We get XP for that too?
No, sorry.
Damn it! This isn't how I remember Gamma World working.
I'm just rotten that way. Okay, we got it here. So
Okay.
you guys actually did you fought more than I had thought you had fought. So let's see. 4 and let's see. All right, so 6 plus and all right, so that's 285 for the batters, but that's going to get divided 4 ways. So that is 71 for squaring off against the batters. Oh, and there was a ray gun too, wasn't there? You guys got a ray gun, which is worth a whole bunch of XP.
Yeah, we gave it to
I got a stun ray. I don't know if
right.
that's
You got a stun ray. So stun ray. And don't worry, the Arn did get you guys some XP as well. So
okay.
Stun ray. So this is gripping stuff for the audience, I'm sure. Let's. Okay, so the stun ray is 500 XP. And was it a what was it that you guys had gotten? Was it a blaster pistol? I just have a vague recollection, and I've lost my notes.
I don't have. I do not have that. Maybe the cat has it or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
we gave it to the cat.
Yeah,
because he didn't have anything else.
All right. So, and last but not least are the Arn. Let's see.
You know, this is one of those rare games, just the totally against what I would normally consider. But I think this is one of those rare games where task-based experience points would actually be beneficial.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
do this, you get a certain amount of experience points. Do this, all controlled by the referee, of course.
And you each get 100 for confronting the Arn.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so there you go. That is the XP that you guys have gotten. Does anyone have enough to take in advance?
In about, I'm estimating about 88 sessions, I can gain my 4th level. So, and
At that rate.
it hit me up in a couple years, if I'm still here.
Well, Dooms, I could just say that a death machine swoops down on the village. That taking that thing out is that is so many XP. All you need to do is just outrun the 16 anti-personnel laser batteries, the 2 blaster cannons that are the equivalent of black ray guns except in cannon form.
Far be it from you to do something like that. What's interesting though is that this moment with these creatures that was supposed to be kind of harmless was the lowest hit points this character has ever had by 1.
Yeah, I mean, you went from slugging it out with again the aforementioned death machine in an artificial intelligence driven main battle tank to, if this bug bites me one more time, I'm a dead man.
Yeah,
This is what
absolutely.
I've lived with for 3 characters.
Yeah, armor is a must. So
I know. Why do you think I'm so focused on powered armor? Now
Yeah.
we have to find a rad shack to get a battery to get the baton so we can find more of the powered armor. I'm just
Well, man,
saying.
I got a shield. That's all I know. I got a shield, but I ain't got nothing covering my body. They're sticking
that's-
themselves in my back, right and left. I mean, what am I supposed to do? And I'm holding this bloody rag. Who even knows where you got that from? Come on,
I
man.
made you the bloody rag. I made the bloody rag. Leave the
That's what
bloody
he's worried
rag.
about.
I got you the shield. What
Unless
do you
somebody
want?
wants to throw a massive super chat, we're gonna have to end that right now. I can't even with that. I'm gonna need to see some dollars in the stream before we can carry that conversation forward.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about? Come on, man.
The tainted cloth.
Oh, you're just making it worse. Just please, guys, audience, please. I'm sorry. Just sometimes the stuff that just comes out of Kenneth's mouth.
What I would like to find.
Part of not scripted. Do you not understand?
Add a 10-second delay. I mean, there's already kind of one.
I do want to take just a hot minute and answer a question that Dying Breed was talking about EPT, because the audience was, and even though we're not playing EPT, I do try and keep a level of informativeness about the show. The world of Tecumel is set literally 90,000 years in the future at some advanced point, 20 or 30,000 years. There is a world that is heavily colonized and terraformed by the Earth. It's turned into a vacation world. The native species and aliens, aliens to us, are crammed onto reservations and not treated very well at all. But the rampant overuse of warp drive technology around the planet causes it to basically break off from our universe and kind of become its own pocket dimension that is just the solar system of Empire of the Petal Throne. And what happens is, as soon as that happens, and it's clear that the technology is breaking down and it's never going to get replaced, those native species rise up and almost exterminate all of humanity on the world of Tecumel. And it's over the course of tens of millennia that that humanity slowly carves a niche back out. And I mean, it's effectively just a fantasy world. You say, oh, that's a piece of technology. Yeah, it's a piece of technology from 90,000 years ago. There's literally no like, oh, was that a grav sled from ancient Earth? Those words mean nothing to your characters. So, but anyway, to move right along, is car tire armor an option in Gamma World? Maybe. But anyhow, so there's your answer about Empire of the Petal Throne. Let's move on with Gamma World. As you guys are having this very discussion, spending a few domars on the local beer and wine and food, which is there's like rack oxen cutlets and something that would be the Gamma World equivalent of chicken, and so on. There's a fellow who approaches you cautiously. He's rubbing his chin. Now he's an interesting looking guy. He's got the ever-present poncho for keeping dust and bugs off, that sort of thing. But it's festooned in places with bits of metal and glass. And you guys have been in the ruins of these ancient cities and so on, that you recognize them as small tokens of technology, none of them functional, of course, or anything like that. He comes over and says, hey, strangers, I apologize for butting in. I couldn't help notice you were lamenting a lack of something a little bit more modern than what you might find in a place like this. Yeah, something from the time before the fall. Well, don't speak up all at once.
I'm not sure what he's asking.
What I'm asking you, oh, suddenly silent ones, is, are you looking for something to maybe increase your prowess?
Well, yes. Is this a trick question?
No, it's not.
I think you might be offering a little blue pill. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, but what I do know is that sorry, you caught me off guard. I was thinking about my armor situation and how I might approach this. Walking around walking around through the dunes and the rocks and the crags and the rest of this stuff with no protection. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of a tan, but when it's red, I got problems.
So you don't like stuff to hang out? Is that what you're saying?
Man, you'd know if that was the case. But check it out. I just got destroyed. Them things in my back and my chest and all that. Yeah, no, I got to do something about this. I don't care if I got to make it myself.
Well, then let Luxo Brand be your guide to a better tomorrow. Now,
that sounds cool, man.
I have made it a point. I've been across these ways from the Great River to here. You may not believe this, but in my lifetime, I have seen the Great Atlanta Ocean. I know, you might not believe me, but I swear it on the pages of Yellow, it is entirely true. I've seen many glorious pieces of pre-fall technology. I've mapped them out. I have seen more than I will ever have the time. And there is one within not more than 50 kilometers of this very town. Let me show you. He reaches into his vestment and pulls out a large scrap. You guys recognize this. Once upon a time, when you guys were safe and warm and well fed and air conditioned in the stronghold base, I'm sorry, the sanctuary base, you saw pieces of paper like this. It is broad. It is alternating green and white stripes. This is fairly beaten up.
Does it have little dots on the side? Little holes?
No, but it has the just very visible are the strange perforations where you could peel those away. Somebody's asking if this is Matthew McConaughey. All right. I tell y'all what, y'all looking at my arm. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump that armor class up. All right.
Anyway. Yeah, where's our Lincoln?
The Mark 75.
Y'all explore the radioactive ruins? Be a lot cooler if you did.
Roark.
All right, so he's hey, there's 30 of you guys out in the chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. But anyway, so he basically kind of shows you he's got this broadsheet map that he unfolds, and he's like, there is an old storage facility right here. Like I said, you go towards the northwest, and it's just lying there. Now, look, I would be lying to you if I told you that it hasn't been somewhat picked over, but there's gotta be some tech left in there, right? So again, I've really got all I can use. I mean, I've got one of these things, and he turns his wrist, and there's like a shiny black square. It's got kind of a faint crack through it, and he sort of pushes on it for a second and releases, and then you kind of see this blip of blue light come out, and you can see like numbers on the display. Gets its power from the sun. I mean, something like this, and he pushes it again until it goes off. Stuff like this, it's just lying out there because it's not bombs or missiles or anything like that.
So basically, it sounds like it's a trinket type of outlet.
Well,
I don't know. I marked it on my map. I looked around inside for a little bit. Looked like there was at least some tech remains in there. And honestly, my business now is selling maps to people who want to go find this stuff. I've already seen these ancient places. So I think, what do you say? 35 domars, and I give you a detailed map of the location. I mean,
man, you kind of already gave me a detailed map of the location because I just go out there and find it. Now, on the other hand, perhaps there's a bargain to be stricken here. Look, well, I ain't going back out there.
He gestures at the paper that he does not fold up. You might just say, well, hey, we know where we're at, and we've seen his map here. You might spend months walking in circles trying to find this place. I've got other more detailed maps.
Well, you're obviously a connoisseur of technology as well as treasure finding. But look, you know where I can get some kind of armor. I don't care if it's furs and skins. I don't care if it's pieces of hide. What I'd really like is some plant fiber or something like that. Something hard shelled, you know.
Well, I know sometimes they get carapace here in the town. You know, the big bugs out in the waste. They're good for making it out of, but I don't think they have anything right now.
Not even a fur, not even a scrap. Come on, man. And you want me to go? Whatever. That's cool, but
No,
you know
I don't.
me.
I don't work with the town or with the armor maker or anything. It's not that I want you to do that. I'm just looking to sell a map and create opportunities.
All right, so there's an armor maker, right?
Yeah.
All right, you think you can get me a deal with him?
I mean, let's see. You've got a pretty high charisma, don't you?
Yeah, I want to say it's 19 actually.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like, I tell you what. I bring him pieces of metal sometimes to make shields and breastplates and so on out of. You buy this from me, I'll see what I can do. But I can definitely do something.
And the reason I ask is because I spend this money on this map, then I might not have enough money to pay all the prices in this place. You know what I mean? But we're gonna need something for the broad too.
It's a fair point, friendo. Well, I tell you what. Let me go talk to Turl and see what he's got. How about your short silent friend over here?
Yeah, all of us, we need something. We got a few hundred, couple hundred, whatever, Domars to spare, and that's all we got. Okay, and before we move forward, I think it's a good idea. Because, hey, listen, man, I'm going to last longer if I'm equipped, you know what I mean? Going out there with no armors, going out there with no food. Every day is a disaster.
Yeah,
Every paycheck is death.
Yeah, we don't even have any hortal shorts.
He kind of looks at you funny, and then back to probably sane, and says, he pulls up his poncho and rolls up his sleeve, and he's just got horrible scarring on his arm. Says, this is one of the reasons I don't go out there much anymore. I just broker the places that I know about and go with the caravans. I got a little tiny splash from a herp 7-8 seasons ago. Still itches and burns. Well, the doc in the town back south of here said he didn't know if it would ever grow over right, and it'll always be ugly like this. I get it. I understand. Let me talk to Turl and see what I can do for you.
Right on. We're all ugly sometimes.
Sure. Well, like I said, it's 50 km. I mean, might be 5 days away to get there, and then 5 days back. You're working the caravan, right?
Yeah, but do we really want to work the caravan on this one? How tight are you with them? Because I'm not with the caravanners. Yeah. So we're gonna have to split off from that, and we're gonna have to leave behind the benefits and affordances that were given to us by traveling with the caravan. Some of which is money, some of which is rations, food, camaraderie, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But we'll undertake this for you. But I think we all need to be properly equipped. We got our weapons and our attacks under control. It's the defense that's the matter. Oh,
friend, you're not doing this for me. I'm just selling you a map. I'm just saying that there's stuff to be found. That's all. I don't need you to find this stuff for me. I already know there's some big machinery. There's piles of little machinery. I just sell you the map and good luck.
I know, but I was trying to make you feel bad because sometimes that works.
Friend,
Probably I.
nothing can make me feel bad as this. Ow, shite.
Probably, I bet this is the warehouse that the tractor was sending us to.
Yeah, maybe if we can get a vehicle out of it, that's even better.
Well, I don't know anything about a tractor, or that.
Man, you wasn't supposed to be listening to this.
Ah. What? We're all sitting at the bar together.
I know, that's why women ain't allowed.
I roll my eyes and I go back to drinking.
Well, listen. When do you think you'll know about wanting the map?
As soon as I know about if I'm gonna get a discount on some armor around here.
Like I said, I'll talk to Turl.
All right, well, how about this? I'll go talk to Turl. You tell him where I am. I drop your name as a reference, and then see what he offers. How about that?
Fair enough.
Well, show me the way. Point.
All right.
Something.
So the town is big enough that there's actually like a kind of a middle block, if you will. So there's 4 streets. If you kind of picture a tic-tac-toe grid in your head. So yeah, you guys have got to walk along a few hundred yards at most. Yeah, you know, he's not a chatty Cathy as you go along, but he's got some stories, and based on what he said and how he's saying it, he has definitely been there and done that. He's not, he's not overselling it. He's not underselling it. And he recognizes the danger he hasn't seen, despite the pride in his little armband computer device. He's not seen nearly as much tech as you have, but he seems to recognize the dangers of poking your nose in something like that. But eventually you get to Turl's Trade Goods and says, well, here we are. If you want me to go in with you, that's fine. If you want me to stay out here, just give him my name, and I'll back you up all the way if he comes and asks me.
Hey, man, like I said, a point would have been good enough, I'll give him your name. That'll truly tell the test. I mean, if that's cool with my companions here,
Sure.
You're the party spokesperson, so yeah, it's okay with me.
Right on. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We'll come back and grab that map soon enough,
Sure thing. I'll be at the Cartwheel. That's the tavern where you guys were.
Right on. I thirst anyway.
All right. So yeah, this is much like other shops. There's a few pieces of ancient transparent glass steel covering some cases with some interesting items in them. There's mannequins with clothes and, yes, pieces of armor on them. This guy is he's looks mostly like a pure strain human, except he has compound eyes, like 2 big compound eyes set in his face. He greets you when you come in and says, "What can I do for you folks?"
Yeah,
all
there.
360 of you. That's a joke.
Yeah, we were sent from yonder to look for some kind of armor.
Oh, you're looking to buy you're looking to buy some body protection? Well, what have you got to spend?
Man. What do I got to spend? What do you got?
Well, as you can see over here, I've got this is piece metal armor. This is pretty good. This'll help turn a sword blade or a crossbow bolt. He kind of points at your holstered weapons. Says, I don't know about it turning anything like that, but every little bit helps.
Man, you a connoisseur, ain't you? I didn't expect you to have this kind of stuff in here.
I know my way around.
All right, man. What you want for that piece armor?
Well, I've got the one suit, and if you're buying, it's 300.
300. That's a little rich for my blood partner.
Well, when it'll help keep that rich blood inside you.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. What you guys want? Hey, these my friends Bennett and Monday. They're good people, you know.
Bennett? Actually, he doesn't turn his head. Like Monday's over here, Bennett's over there. He just Bennett, Monday, because compound eyes.
I just nod.
You better have a 16 strength or better for those compound eyes. I tell, like lean over into probably and say, hey, more than willing to pass you my part of the Domars if that helps you get your stuff, because you really got eaten up out there. We really can't afford to lose you.
Yeah, well, the best way to not lose me is for you to go out there with me.
But I'm naturally nimble, right? So,
right. Well, I'm pretty damn quick myself, my friend. I know yours is different, but you got that ray beam and all that stuff. But like, I don't want nobody going out there no more unprotected. If they did this to me, they're gonna do it to you, and they're gonna do it to her.
Yeah, just relaying what my pa told me before I was kicked out of the nest. I'd prefer that better not be the enemy of best, and I think that's this situation's what he means.
Right,
So,
right.
But hey, these Domars aren't burning a hole in my pocket. I can leave them there. But that's just a point. That's just between me and you, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure. What about some cured like plant fiber or something like that? I seen that shit stuff in use.
Oh yeah, plant fiber armor. Here, right over here. He drags another mannequin over, and yeah, it's got fiber armor hanging on it, and he goes, if you want something a little less fancy than piece metal, I could suppose I could let a suit like this go for maybe, I don't know, 100 Domars.
I look at him and say, I got a couple of extra doses of this antitoxin here. We'll be willing to trade, maybe.
Really? Let's see.
I hand him one to look at it.
Okay, he holds it up to the to the light, and turns it, pops the lid off, and he's like, corks it back up, and says, "That's exactly what that is."
Yeah,
I'll trade you. I'll trade you a suit of plant fiber armor for a vial of that.
What about the better armor? Would you trade too?
Sure.
All right.
You get the feeling that this stuff is and I did not give you guys XP for the plants that you made the antitoxin out of, and I will do that. Somebody remind me in the in the Discord about that, please.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, when he sees you've got like lots of this antitoxin, he is more than willing to make a deal. But I will trade you 3 vials of the antitoxin for the metal armor.
All right.
One
you
vial
go.
for the
There
one
you go,
vial for the
probably.
plant fiber armor.
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do that. You didn't want it yourself.
No, I've still got the riot armor.
Right. So, I appreciate that. Tell me what
Oh,
I
yeah.
owe you in Domars or whatever else, and I'll
Oh
make good
no,
on
no. I mean, we're good.
it. Yeah,
Miss
I
Bella Games,
appreciate that.
the antitoxin that they made from the vicious plant is really potent stuff in Emerald. It like instantly cures, I think, like a strength 15 or strength 14 venom
14.
toxin. Yeah. So, and it's not like, well, it adds to your saving throw. No, it just 14 and below just stops it in its track. Yeah.
What
John's
you need,
face.
Bennett?
Well, I mean,
Well, we've got both fiber and metal armor, so
Yeah,
I guess
why
it
not-
gets the fiber.
yeah, you take that metal stuff, and if you guys are benevolent enough to hand me the fiber stuff,
Yeah.
I'll wear it.
Yeah, because I
And-
got
and-
riot armor, so that's good.
Yeah, we're good, right?
You don't want nothing better than that. You cool with the fiber? Because I'll toss my Domars your way if there's anything better.
Does he have anything else in the shop?
No, you
Okay.
guys have the 2 best suits of armor he has.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So that sounds good to me.
Plus, you got a shield because we got shield for everybody
So-
from the bugs.
Bill, it's AC 5 with the fiber plus shield, right? But how does the effect of my dexterity take? Right? It's -6 by default. Right? So does that bring me down to 1? Or is it just one
Well,
or the
no,
other?
I mean, you're so let's see, armor class.
With no armor, I'm armor class 4 because of that mutation, right?
Right.
The heightened dexterity.
So any armor that you wear adds on to that. I mean, it's like when in AD&D, when you get a dex armor class bonus because of a higher dex, that's how that's working.
Okay. So I have an armor class 3. It the lowest is 1, right?
Right.
So that's what it ended up being with the fiber. Yeah. Okay.
And the same applies to probably Sane and Monday.
Yeah, I'm at
Right. So
the shield. So
I don't have like a dexterity bonus to AC or whatever. I've got this carapace shield and this plate. Yeah, because it's a different thing. Like if you have a real high dexterity, it doesn't seem to give you any modification to armor. But Kevin's thing does seem to add a,
Yeah.
But right. It's weird. Which is really cool. But does the shield improve? Because if I look at piece metal armor, that's an AC of 4, but there's no indication that a shield improves that, the carapace shield. And if it doesn't, I'd just as soon drop it or give it to somebody else.
I mean, it is like an AD&D shield, so it does improve your armor class to have the carapace shield with you.
Okay, by 1, right?
By
Thank
1,
you.
correct. People are asking in the audience about toxin, strength, and venom. Radiation, poison, even stun attacks and that sort of thing have a particular strength. Sometimes the strength can vary, like a stun grenade might do 3d6. And what it is whether it's rolled or whether it's a fixed value, it's cross-compared against the target's constitution. And depending where it lies on the intersect, you could end up with a character who takes damage a character who is knocked unconscious, a character who is mutated, or a character who is killed, depending on what the toxin is and how powerful it is. So when we talk about antitoxin and so on, you get it to a character in a round and it's going to wipe out it's like not slow poison, neutralized poison in AD&D. So hope that answers your question, Michael, and everyone else who was wondering about that. All right. So you bought some armor, and you had said something about buying some rations.
I think so. We should probably equip ourselves, right?
Yeah.
For a 3-4 day journey. The armor was the most important.
Rations and water. Yep, definitely useful.
Okay. Alrighty. So old Tom hears that you guys are gearing up. I mean, you're walking around town in full armor and buying up rations and so on. You bump into him in the marketplace and says, I hate to lose you folks on the return trip. I understand if you've got other business, though.
Man, you can just hang out a while if it's that important. You know what I'm saying? This is an ABC conversation.
No, I understand.
Adventure.
I've got goods and some foodstuffs I've got to get back along the trail. But it was pretty quiet, and honestly, I think if we get a move on this evening, then we shouldn't have too much trouble.
Right, so you got this, man. Because I greatly appreciate the trip up here. You know what I mean?
Well, probably Sane, Monday, Bennett. I think we'll be okay.
We'll be back at you soon enough.
Indeed. He extends his hand.
Clasp it. Of course, with the spit in the palm.
Of course. All right. So, with that said, do you have any further business that day?
What do you think, guys? I don't think so.
No, I'm good.
All right. Are you heading out now, or are you going to head out?
High tech or anything here, so yeah.
Are you going to head out now, or are you going to head out in the morning?
I guess the morning, because I'm the only one who will be able to see in the dark. That wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, morning's best.
Okay. All right. Rather than get too deep into me rolling a bunch of stuff and saying 1,000 times into the mic, we will go ahead and call it a night there. The overland journey and any potential encounters we will hash out next week. Guys, we do this every Friday night. Knock on wood. Most Friday nights we do this. We get together and we play some Gamma World with this great group of people plus one. So next week we will be back. Hopefully Yang will be back with us. But until then, I want to thank Doomsword Deathmaster, of course. Always my pleasure to have you here at the table. Kenneck, of course, playing Monday. Thank you for being here. And Kevin as Bennett. Greatly appreciate you all being able to join tonight. As for myself, I am barring any great tumult or upset that requires my presence on the internet. I should see everybody Monday, possibly Tuesday. And bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Until
Night, peeps,
then,
by the way.
good night to you too. Until then, everybody, be good to each other. And let me just say this in closing, and this might be a little bit enigmatic, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. There's a great line from Friedrich Nietzsche. Take care when battling monsters that you do not become a monster yourself, because when you gaze into the abyss, know that the abyss gazes back into you. Peace.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way out course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen a little creep driving fast in this little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action things to dancing things, just take me to the show.